Hi, how are you? Good, it's good to see you. I miss seeing you guys at school every day so much, and we're working hard so that we can get back to a classroom as soon as possible. Today we are going to do a video on an art project. We're going to do an art project together. It's called Butterfly Smoosh Art. And you're going to see exactly why it's called that when we get done with it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys know what we need, and then you can pause the video and grab your things and then come back and we'll start. Okay? So the first thing you're going to need is a piece of white cardstock. It's just like construction paper, but it's thicker. And all these items are in your art bag, most of them, besides the paint and the palette. Piece of orange construction paper. This piece of paper is for this project, but it doesn't have to be orange. It can be absolutely any color construction paper that you have on hand. You want a paintbrush, a paper towel, in case we need to wipe our hands, a marker for writing our names, and something to put your paint on. It could be a palette, it could be a paper plate, a regular plate, anything will work. And then we want to have three or four different paint colors. So I picked the primary colors. Remember what the primary colors are? Yeah, these are the colors that if we mix two of them together, we make a new color or a secondary color, right? And do you guys remember what happens if we mix all three of them together? Yeah, it makes brown, right? So we want to try to mix two of them together to see what new color we can make. So the primary colors are blue, very good. Next we have yellow, great job. And last we have red, very good. You know your colors so well. And then I also put white in there just because I like how it lightens the colors. Whenever you use white with any color, it's going to make it look a little lighter. And I just like the way it looks, so I grabbed it, but you don't need it. And then the last thing that you're going to need is a glue stick, or you can use regular glue as well, and I'll show you how to do that. If you don't have a glue stick, it's no problem. Okay, so go ahead and grab all your things. And we are going to start the way we start every art project, by writing our name. Remember, we're practicing. It doesn't have to be perfect. So you want to take your marker and whatever piece of construction paper you're using, take your time and practice writing your name. Okay, I'll do it with you. You're doing great. And if you need more time, take all the time you need. So I'm going to show you, I was practicing writing my name. I don't know if you could see, that's the letter S. I had a hard time with that one. But you know what, it's okay because we're practicing, right? Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna start with our glue stick. Now, if you have regular Elmer's glue, you're going to wait to do this part until, and no, we have to wait to do this part anyway. Okay, I'll just edit it. So once we've written our name on our construction paper, we're going to go ahead and put it to the side right there, okay? And we have our white piece of cardstock we're going to put right in front of us. I'm going to get my palette or paper plate or whatever you have, and I'm going to put a little bit of each color that I have. So you can go ahead and do the same thing or have a parent help you if you haven't already. Okay. I like really bright colors, so usually I'll use less of the darkest color. So blue's pretty dark, so I'll use less blue than I will the other colors. I'll use a little bit more yellow and a little bit more white, a little bit more red. But if you like dark colors, then you'd want to use more blue. Or you can use the same amount of all of them. Okay. And remember, if you need more paint in the process, you may. Just keep it close to you so that you can add it. So the first thing that we're gonna do, I'm getting excited. Don't grab your paintbrush yet. Put it to the side. Almost there. I love this art project. We're gonna take our paper and we're gonna fold it in half. You will need a parent's help with this part. So we're gonna fold it and like really press that down because it's gonna show us where we need to put the paint. So when you open it, do you see the line in the middle? Yeah? This is where we're going to be dripping the paint. So we're going to be taking our paintbrush. We're going to dip it in one color at a time. Normally when we paint together, right, we mix the colors right on the palette. This time we're going to use one color at a time. We're going to dip it, and then we're going to drip, 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 drip. And then we're going to take another color and we're going to do the same thing. And when we do it, we're going to go all the way down from the top until the bottom, okay? So we want to focus on keeping the paint in the middle. If you accidentally get some on the sides, it's okay. We just want to try to keep it in the middle, okay? And we want to try to take it all the way down. Now we want to avoid using your paintbrush like this, okay? What we really want to try for is dripping it. And it's going to be lots of paint and it's going to be a little bit messy. You might want to use some safety goggles or sunglasses or goggles that you use for the pool so you don't have to worry about it getting in your eyes. But I will show you a way that we can drip it, that the paint won't drip back on your face, okay? Okay, so I'm going to start with yellow first. So you go ahead and pick the first color. I can already see that I'm gonna need more paint. Let's use a lot of paint for this. Okay. See, I have a lot of paint on my paintbrush. Do you see that? Oop. And then I'm gonna drip it. So it's dripping on its own, which is great. So you can gently shake it like this. Okay, and I love yellow. It's one of my favorite colors. So I'm gonna use quite a bit of it. And then here is how you can do it without getting it in your eyes. So hold it with your other hand, and then you're gonna take your hand and you're going to lightly tap it like this. And this way, when we do that, mostly it goes one way, it just goes down. Or you can put so much paint on it that it drips all by itself. I think that's my favorite way to do it. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put my paintbrush down on my paper towel. And I'm gonna wipe it off a little bit. You don't need to wash it off because the colors are gonna be mixing together anyway, but you can wipe it off with your paper towel. And while you're finishing up, I'm gonna show you So this is what my first color looks like. And you can see I got some drips on the side, and that's okay. I mainly tried to stay in the middle, and I have drips all the way from the top of the page and to the bottom. Okay. So I'm gonna go to my next color. What color are you gonna pick next? Oh yeah. Yeah, I like that color. That's gonna be really pretty. I can't wait to see it. And like I said, if there's a color that you love, you might want to put a lot. And if there's a color you don't really care so much for, you can put a little bit less. So then you can control the colors that you see. And remember, these colors are going to mix. So we're not only going to see the colors that we're using, we're going to see the new colors that they're going to make. And those are called secondary colors. It's a big word, secondary color. Can you try to say that with me? Secondary. Good job. Okay, you go ahead and take your time. And if at any point you need a little bit more time, you can pause it. I want you guys to take all the time that you need. You don't want to rush through our art. I don't know if you can hear the birds. I opened the window. It's so beautiful out today. It's going to get a little bit cooler next week, but today it's like 80 degrees. It's sunny. I can hear the birds outside. I'm not sure if you can hear them, but I hope you can. It's so beautiful. I love this weather. And the weather is getting a little bit warmer because the season is going to change soon. So we have been in winter, has been the season and still is. Winter is when Christmas time happens and New Year's happens, and it's cold and it rains sometimes and it gets dark. It gets night really early. But then when it changes to spring, it warms up. Did you hear the bird? I love it. It starts to warm up. The days get a little bit longer. It doesn't get dark quite as early. And you hear more animals like birds outside. In the springtime, everything starts to regrow. So flowers grow in the spring. We're actually going to be growing vegetables together because the spring is such a good time to do that. Yeah, spring is my favorite. Okay, I'm going to go to my next color. Okay, I'm going to try making my eyes. And I get paint all over me, of course. It's okay. I like this better, but however you like to do it. Okay. I'm going to show you what mine looks like before I add my white. So these are my colors, do you see? Yep. They're dots, all different sizes. I've got all my colors on there. And then I'm going to use the white, which you're probably not going to see very well because the paper is white. The other thing that happens in the spring is we see a lot of caterpillars, and the caterpillars love to eat. They love to eat plants. They love to eat vegetables. If you grow vegetables in your garden, they love to eat leaves, and they eat and eat and eat. And then they weave a chrysalis together, and they stay in the chrysalis for a while, And when they come out, do you know what they become? They become butterflies. So another thing in the spring that we see a lot is we see a lot of really beautiful butterflies flying around, which is part of the reason why we are doing butterfly art. Okay, I'm all done with my paintbrush, so I'm just gonna put it to the side. So once you're done getting all of your paint splattered here, and you'll need a parent to help you with this part as well, you're going to fold it again, just like we did in the very beginning. And what I'm doing is I'm gently pressing on the middle fold. So gently pressing it, okay, until it's really stuck together. Okay, and the next step is I'm going to, I'm going to show you. In half. So the next step is I'm going to take my hand from the fold and I'm going to just run them out to the edge of the paper. Do you see that? So I started at the fold and just take my fingers and then trace them all the way out. And it's very possible you will get paint will come out of the sides of your piece of paper. And that's great. That actually tells you that you have used plenty of paint. But if you don't get the paint, I can see that I'm not getting any paint come out of mine. It's okay. Oh, there we go. I got a bunch come out of the bottom there. Okay, so just kind of gonna rub. And if you get paint on this part, that's okay too. Now you want it to feel kind of flat. All right. Now, this is the best part. Are you ready? Okay. We are going to open it and we're gonna see what we made. Okay. Ready? Let's open it together. 1, 2, 3. Wow! Look at your painting. It's beautiful. You did such a good job. What does it look like to you? What does yours look like to you? What do you see? Yeah, we might see something different. Sometimes we'll see a butterfly. But I've heard lots of friends say other things that they see. This is really interesting. That's what I see as a butterfly. And can you look at your paper and see where the colors mixed and you got new colors? So for mine, I see orange on mine. And the orange was when the red and the yellow mixed together. And then I also see green. And the green was made when the yellow and blue mixed together. What colors do you see on yours? Awesome. I'm trying to see, I see a tiny hint of purple, but I didn't quite mix it together enough to get a true purple. Okay. Beautiful. I'm so proud of you. You did such a good job. Did you enjoy that? Yeah, that's a really fun one. So we're going to set this aside and let it dry. And then once it's dry, we're going to take our glue stick and we can either take the glue stick and then put it all over our construction paper, which is actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to pretend like my art is dry, but I would wait for yours. I would wait until it really is dry. You can pause the video if you want, or you can just watch and keep it in your brain that when yours is dry, this is what you're gonna do. So I'm gonna push pretty hard. I want a lot of glue. I want a lot of glue on there. If you don't have a glue stick, you're using liquid glue, you'll just take your paintbrush and you'll paintbrush your glue all over your paper. Or once your painting's dry, you can flip it over and you can put the glue on the back. And I love the way this painting looks when it's glued to another color piece of paper. And you'll see. It just makes it look more colorful than it already does. I also see a rainbow as I'm looking at mine. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now I've glued it. And you can see the orange around it. Doesn't it make it look brighter? Can I see yours? Oh my gosh, that looks so pretty. It reminds me so much of spring. So you'll just want to set that aside, and that might be one you want to keep. Maybe you want to hang it up somewhere. I hope you had fun with this art project, and I will see you guys soon. We're going to be doing a few more art projects, and I'm also going to be reading you some stories. So I will see you guys all shortly. Okay, bye.